You've been programmed. Not by choice, but by repetition. By what you saw, what you heard, what they told you since the day you were born. And now, you're living someone else's idea of what's possible. But let me tell you something. That programming? It's not permanent. You can change it. You can rewire your mind. And it all starts with one thing. The image. Not the one you see in the mirror. The one you hold in your mind. The one that speaks louder than words. Louder than logic. Louder than reality. Because your subconscious doesn't care what's real. It only responds to what's repeated. What's emotional. What's burned into your imagination day after day. And here's the secret. If you want to change your life, you have to change the image you live by. Not someday. Not maybe. Not if things work out. Right now. You need to see yourself as the person you want to become. Feel what they feel. Think how they think. Walk like them. Talk like them. You don't wait for results to believe it. You believe it first and the results come later. Because the subconscious doesn't follow what you say. It follows what you see. What you feel. What you expect. This isn't wishful thinking. This is how your mind was built. And once you install a new image, a powerful image of success, confidence, and wealth, the old beliefs begin to break. The old limits start to fade. You stop living in reaction and start living by design. So the real question is this. What image are you living by? And more importantly, are you ready to change it? Belief. That's where it begins. Every breakthrough, every empire, every self-made success you've ever heard of. It started with one person. Who believed? Before the evidence. Before the results. Before anyone else could see it. Because belief isn't just a feeling. It's a decision. You choose to believe in the image you hold. You choose to trust something you can't touch yet. But you feel it. You know it's real. Because it lives inside you. That image of you succeeding. It's not a fantasy. It's a preview of what's possible. But here's the catch. Your subconscious will only accept what you believe is true. Not what you want. What you believe. So if you want to reprogram your subconscious, you have to stretch your belief. You have to dare to want more. Dare to expect more. Dare to live like it's already yours. And that takes courage. It takes guts to go beyond your current results. To stop playing small. To stop waiting for permission. Most people don't fail because they lack potential. They fail because they stay comfortable. Comfort feels safe. But it's a trap. A cage made of fear, disguised as realistic thinking. You want to change your life? You want to rise, to lead, to inspire? Then you have to be willing to risk. Not just your time. Not just your energy. But your identity. Because the old version of you. The one that plays it safe. The one that doubts. The one that keeps waiting until the right time. That version has to die. So the new one can live. And that's scary. But it's also beautiful. That's the rebirth. The moment you stop identifying with who you were. And start stepping into who you are meant to be. A visionary. A creator. A success story in motion. But don't expect the world to clap for you right away. They won't understand. They'll say, be careful. Don't get your hopes up. Be realistic. But realistic thinking never built a dream. You weren't made to live in fear. You weren't made to settle. You were made to imagine. To build. To lead. To expand. And that starts with a decision. To believe. To act. To risk. Because here's the truth. Nothing changes until you change. And you won't change until the image in your mind changes. You have to burn the old blueprint. The one shaped by fear, by doubt, by limitation. And replace it with a new one. Crafted by vision. Fueled by faith. Backed by daily repetition. You've got to live in that image. Think from it. Feel from it. Speak from it. Every single day. That's how the subconscious gets reprogrammed. Not with words, but with emotional repetition. Feel the success before it arrives. See the result before the world sees it. Act as though it's already real. Because in your mind, it already is. You're not hoping anymore. You're aligning. You're matching the vibration of the life you were born to live. And when your belief aligns with your image, when your actions match your faith, that's when the doors open. That's when the breakthroughs come. Not because you got lucky, but because you finally became the person who was ready. So hear this clearly. You're not waiting on success. Success is waiting on you. Waiting for you to believe hard enough. To risk big enough. To reprogram your subconscious with a vision so powerful that nothing can shake it. And that's when your world begins to change. From the inside out. Think this is just theory? Let's look at reality. Let's look at people who changed the world. Not because they had it easy, but because they believed. And they dared. Thomas Edison. They called him slow. His teachers said he'd never succeed in school. They told his mother he was unteachable. So what did she do? She refused to believe them. She told him he was brilliant, gifted, different. That belief, it became his truth. Edison didn't invent the light bulb in one shot. It took over 1,000 failed attempts. Most people would have quit after 10. Maybe 20. But not Edison. Why? Because in his mind, he already saw the light. He didn't just try. He knew it would happen. He held the image so clearly, so deeply, that reality had no choice but to catch up. Now, let's talk about Oprah Winfrey. She was born into poverty. Abused. Told she wasn't enough. Society tried to define her future before she could even speak her truth. But inside, she saw something different. She believed she had a voice. She believed she had a purpose. She didn't wait for the world to give her permission, she claimed it. That image of becoming a powerful, influential woman. It lived in her mind long before she ever had a microphone. And because she held on to that image, day after day, no matter the rejection, no matter the pain, she didn't just break through. She rewrote what was possible for women. For Black women. For humanity. You see the pattern? Vision. Faith. Action. And the willingness to risk. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lack of imagination. Let that sink in. The man who built $1 billion empire around fantasy and dreams was once told he wasn't creative enough. But he saw Disneyland long before there was a single brick. He believed so deeply. He convinced banks to fund a dream they couldn't even picture. He faced bankruptcy, criticism, doubt from every direction. But the image in his mind never changed. That's what real success is. It's not just talent. It's not just skill. It's belief. Multiplied by risk. Multiplied by relentless action. And none of it happens on the surface. It happens in the subconscious. What you imprint, you become. What you expect, you attract. It's not magic. It's the mind. And it's been working this way since the beginning of time. Think about this. Every breakthrough you've ever admired started as an invisible idea in someone's mind, rejected by logic, laughed at by the masses, but seen clearly by the one who held the vision. Do you think Steve Jobs didn't feel fear? You think Elon Musk hasn't faced doubt? You think anyone who created something massive didn't hear the word impossible on a daily basis? Of course they did. But they trained their mind. They programmed themselves to see beyond their present reality. And more importantly, they acted from that belief. Before there was any proof, they walked into the unknown with certainty, because the image inside them was more real than the world outside them. And that's the edge. That's the mindset you need to reprogram. Not later. Now. Not when it feels safe. Not when everything's lined up. But when it's still uncertain. That's when you build power. And I'll tell you this. You don't need anyone else to believe in your vision. You don't need applause. You don't need validation. You need one thing: a clear image in your mind. And the faith to hold it. No matter what. Because the world doesn't move for the ones who wait. It moves for the ones who decide. So decide. Decide to think bigger. Decide to see yourself differently. Decide to bet on your vision. You've got the power to rewire your subconscious. And when you do, everything else begins to bend in your favor. The world will call you lucky. They'll say it was timing, or talent, or connections. Let them talk. You'll know the truth. It was the image. It was the belief. It was the moment you stopped waiting and started becoming. Listen to me now. This is the moment. Not tomorrow. Not when life feels easier. Not when the fear goes away. Now. Right here, in this breath, in this heartbeat, you've got a choice. You can keep playing small. You can keep recycling the same old thoughts, the same doubts, the same patterns. Or you can break it. You can rewire your mind. You can upgrade your image. You can step into the version of you that already exists in the spirit, just waiting for you to say yes. Because deep down, you know who you are. You've seen glimpses of it. In quiet moments. In wild dreams. In flashes of what could be if you stopped holding back. That wasn't imagination. That was truth. That version of you. The bold one. The wealthy one. The unstoppable one. That's real. And it's time to bring them forward. Reprogramming your subconscious isn't a theory. It's not just mindset talk. It's not a cute idea. It's the key to your life. Because your subconscious is running the show. Every belief. Every decision. Every reaction. It's been shaped by the past. But it doesn't have to stay that way. You can install something new. You can choose a new image. You can choose wealth. You can choose power. You can choose freedom. And you do it one thought at a time. One belief at a time. One decision at a time. But here's the truth. You've got to dare. Dare to believe before there's evidence. Dare to act when no one's clapping. Dare to bet on the version of you the world hasn't seen yet. And you've got to risk. Not money. Not time. But comfort. You've got to risk staying the same. Because that is the biggest danger of all. To go your whole life and never meet the version of you that was born to lead. To create. To inspire. To build something timeless. Don't let that happen. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for proof. You are the proof. You are the dream. And you are the one who gets to decide. So decide. See the image. Hold it. Feel it. Speak it. Live it. Because the moment you believe it, everything starts to shift. Doors open. Ideas flow. People appear. Resources move. The universe responds. Not to what you want, but to who you are. So become the version of you who already has it. Think like them. Move like them. Speak like them. Show up as them, long before the world believes it. Because the world follows certainty. And nothing is more powerful than someone who knows who they are. That's who you're becoming now. That's what you're stepping into. And once you see it, you can never go back. Now listen closely. You've heard enough. You've learned enough. This isn't about knowing more. This is about becoming more. So here's your call to action. Here's your moment. Start today. Visualize the life. Speak the image. Feel the success. Act like it's already real. Because it is. Because it always was. Because it's waiting on you to say yes. So say it with me. I believe. I choose. I dare. And I will never go back.